And
Okay, so if it works, great. If not, no worries. David, you dropped off, so here you go.
Yeah, so let me tell you, Ronaldo, do you know much about digitization?
digitalization, a little bit. I'm a specialist, but I understand it.
So you can take any analog substance and digitize it. You can represent it in a digital format. So if you have an SBLC that you already own, we can definitely tokenize it. We can digitize it, create a digital format of the instrument. That is certainly a possibility.
Okay.
Now, the actual credit lines would still have to be extended by a bank of your choice, because we don't give out credit lines.
Okay.
Because SBLC is nothing more than a credit line, as you may know.
Yes.
Yeah. So if we had the credit lines, then we could do the entire spectrum of digital SBLCs. But in the meantime, we can only take an existing SBLC and monetize and tokenize it. I'm sorry, tokenize it.
Tokenize it. I understand.
And then, David, we spoke about, when me and Claude spoke about, it was the opportunity for you to get us a digital SBLC. I would have to put up some money and bring an asset around it, and then you would monetize it.
That would be for the MTN, not SBLC.
Okay, MTN. Okay, medium terminal. That's fine. So,
there's a fundamental difference between two instruments.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So it's much easier to do a digital MTN as compared to digital SBLC, because you can use the asset as collateral.
Got it.
Okay.
What kind of assets, David, you want? For example, I describe it two things. For example, one, like a Taimour said, I have a CEO of a copper and gold mine in Panama. They already have the concession, but they don't extract any minerals until now because they need financing to do it. Okay. We are working with some investment people of China and Hong Kong and Asia, basically, and they have the intention to make the investment and the financing of the project. I heard that maybe could be a collateral using as a contract of a right of the mineral, using a discount price. For example, if the gold is right now in the market price is around, I think it's $2,000 per ounce, they could manage to get a preference price with the option of the getting of the miner when it's extracted in the price of the account could be a 50% or could be something like that. It can use as a collateral, not the exact mineral. That's one thing. And the other, I have like I said, this Chilean guy that he already extracted and processed the copper, and they have the founder already certified by the company that makes security transportation. They already have the deposit of the mineral, the founder mineral, and concentrate of copper in Chile, and they want to negotiate with that right now.
Okay, Ronaldo, you are discussing a totally different subject.
Okay.
You're discussing what is commonly called monetization of the in-ground assets.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that. We really don't do that. Now, we know people who do that, and we can certainly do the introduction and all that, but we ourselves, we do not get involved in monetization of the in-ground assets. We really don't.
Okay. Okay, understand. Okay.
So David, if Ronaldo had a CEO of oil mineral company like gold, how would it work in terms of getting an MTN issued and monetized? Can you share that process with us?
So the MTN monetization is, instead of using the banking structures to issue the instrument, we will use a digital structure. We will create a contract around the asset. It would be called a smart contract. And a smart contract will have all of the attributes of the trading instrument, meaning you can take that instrument into a stock market and you can trade it in the global financial markets. Does that make sense?
Ronaldo, does that make sense to you?
I have a client that is doing right now the same process that you're describing, but he's using as a collateral from to issue the digitization of the asset. He's using a land. It's a project. It's a developed free zone that have been developed, and they will sell the land. But they first, to do the infrastructure, they will do like you described, a digital contract with the issue of the token to get the investment of the people in order to invest the land, to make the infrastructure, and then sell the land to the person that will be develop the project. I understand very well that you described.
Yeah, perfect. So to make a long story short, if somebody wants to have a digital MTN, we will need to have a very good asset. The better the asset is, the more the LTV is going to be.
Okay. For example, if this person that I described you, they have the concession, and they have the study of the minerals, the concentrate of the minerals they use in the land. They already have the authorization to make the exploration, and they will gather the license to sell and market the minerals. How we can, with this figure, we can do something with them, because they already have the concession. They need the money in order to finish the development of the mine and then explode the concession.
Well, look, concession is essentially what it is. It's a license to do your work. That's what a concession. So for us to assess the value of a concession, there is a formula that most people use, and the formula has multiple elements, one of which is the cost of a concession.
Yeah.
Another element is the actual deposit value.
Okay.
Another one is the ability to extract that value. Another element is the timeline. How long does it take you to do it? 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 100 years, 200 years? So the formula becomes quite complex, but it's definitely doable. I'll give you an example. A very simple digital MTN implementation will probably cost around $250,000.
Okay.
The more complexity there is, the higher the price is going to be.
Okay.
So a concession is, it's very nice, but it takes a long time to extract the value. It doesn't happen overnight. Now, if your collateral is something like real gold, for example, then it's much easier to size that, right? Much easier.
For example, at the second client I described you, for example, they already have the mineral. Now it's copper, concentrate copper. They have the evaluation of the pounder, the concentrate pounder of the copper, and the market price of that is 2,500 per gram. The value of them. They already have in a secure transportation company. They are managed this kind of secure high asset securing in order to make transportation wherever they want. It's already down in Chile, and they already have in that deposit. They already have. I think they say to me 500 kilograms.
Okay, very good. So are they actually in a revenue mode already, or no revenue?
Right now, they already have it. Remember, I said to you, basically, he has the technology, and then the intention of them is to monetize these founders, because he's not a miner. He is the one that provides the technology to the miners to be more effective in the transportation of the mineral.
Okay, very good. So technology is very good, but are there any assets besides the actual powder?
Besides that, I'm not sure.
Okay, so MTN is very much asset focused.
Mhm.
Yeah, we cannot take technology as an asset because it's too complicated. It's got to be a liquid asset. The higher the liquidity is, the better off we are.
So can you give some examples? Gold would be it. What else? Oil?
Gold is a good asset. Now, oil is not a good asset.
Okay. So,
Even though it sells very fast.
yeah.
But there is a lot of speculation involved.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows what the true value of oil is. And there are layers and layers and layers of sellers and resellers and flippers.
Right.
Makes it really, really difficult to use oil as a basis for MTN. Really difficult.
Okay, so gold, other than gold, what else would you recommend? Like, what are the top 5 things?
Well, all of the valuable stuff that you may have. Bonds is a good opportunity. We can use, for example, aircraft would be a good asset to use. I mean, there are multiple examples of good assets.
So aircraft, bonds, gold.
Yes.
Anything else?
Real estate.
Real estate. Okay, good. Real estate.
Yeah, real estate is good, but the question is the LTV, right?
Now, when you say real estate in Panama or real estate in the United States or
anywhere.
Okay, good.
Anywhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say you have a tower, and the tower is valued at $100 million, for example, which is quite reasonable, right?
Right.
We don't know what kind of LTV we're going to get. Is it going to be 20%, 22%, 25%? It is difficult to determine.
And then the minimum size of the asset is 50 million, right?
Yes, but my recommendation is to go for 150 million. This way you can have an instrument with a value of 100 million.
Okay, so let's say Ronaldo and I next week come up with an asset that's $150 million. What happens? What are the next 5 steps that needs to happen?
Asset is number 1. Number 2, there will be a contract between the client and the provider. Yeah. Number 3, there will be a payment to create a digital MTN.
Yeah.
Number 4, there will be a payment to market that digital MTN in the global markets. And okay. Number 5, there will be some kind of profit share.
Sure. And then what are the payments for the creation of the digital MTN?
They're progress payments. So let's say it takes 3 months to create the MTN. You may have a schedule of payments, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. That type of story.
So like, can you give me a roughly how much cash do I need to have in my pocket when I walk in?
250K, which is a lot better than 40, 50 cents on a dollar. Right?
Sure. Okay, so I walk in with $150 million asset, $250,000 in my pocket. I give it to you, and you're going to create a digital MTN. You and a provider are going to create
That's correct.
MTN. Then you market it, and then you sell it.
That's correct.
And then what are the projected net profits that comes to me and Ronaldo after we have the $250,000 and the $150 million profit.
Well, you will be doing your calculation not on 250K. You would be doing your calculation on 100 million.
Okay, on 100 million. How much would be?
Let's say your profit objective is 25% per year.
Yeah.
So you would be looking at 25 million per year type of profit scenario.
Okay, guys. So $250,000 and a $150 million asset will give us a $25 million project profit per year.
Yeah, exactly.
And then how long is from start to finish?
What was that?
How long does it take start to finish? 3 months.
We're looking at 3-4 month cycle to create and launch your MTN.
Got it. Okay, cool. Ronaldo, is this something? Do you have any questions about this?
When the person that gets the financial operation, because okay, for example, if I have a client that wants to build a free zone, then maybe the project could be that amount that you described with me. If they need 150 million in order, and they put the guarantee in order to make the development of the land and all of that, if with that investment, okay, there's gonna be some interest, some commission besides that every year or the person that put the money or made the financial or made the investment in the project will receive what amount in return?
Fernando, it's really difficult to give you a good answer, but I'll give you a conceptual answer.
Okay.
The concept is based on the fact that you issued the bond, which is an MTN, right?
Yeah.
You have a face value of 100 million, but it doesn't cost you 100 million. It may only cost you 250K.
Yeah.
Anything between that number and 100 million is your profit opportunity.
Okay. Okay. And
do you see the value?
Yes, I understand. The only question I have, the person, for example, that made the investment, because I think that you are going to sell these tokens or these public of these digital contracts to some in private investment, and they made the investment in the land. In order to guarantee the collateral guarantee is the land, and they made the investment. The return of the person that made the investment, in what time you are going to have it the return of. It's going to be a long-term investment. It's one thing that basically I think is pending in the description of the activity that you described. So
the cycles are MTN is a midterm note. Typical cycle is 10 to 15 years. So that is your return on investment.
Okay.
It's not overnight. It's not.
Yeah. Okay. It's a long term.
It cannot be overnight. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Now I understood. Okay. Taimour, I understand.
Okay. Very good. Excellent.
Awesome. David, thank you so much for your time. Ronaldo, I guess we'll circle back later this week and see how we can work on this maybe.